Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be doing a quick tutorial on back hops. When I first started riding trials, I found it really difficult to find a decent tutorial that taught you the basics and all the things you need to know. So I thought I'd put one together today. So hope you enjoy it and hope you find this helpful.
First thing to note when you're learning back hops is it doesn't matter what bike you ride. You can do it on road bikes, jump bikes, mountain bikes. You choose, you learn, you'll get there eventually. Even a scooter if you want, although this tutorial doesn't really apply to that.
So you can learn back hops on any bike you want. You want to pick a fairly easy gear that lets you crank your pedals nice and easily, and any other single speed bike, you've just got to go with it. Today I'm going to be riding my trials bike because it's definitely the easiest and the most comfortable to do back hops on. But anyway, let's get straight into learning how to do back hops. I would say the key 3 stages with back hops is learning how to pivot your front wheel up using your pedals so you get into that back hop position nice and easily. Number 2 would be using your braking finger to get really good brake control and making sure you can turn it on and off as you go through the back hopping motion so you can hop forward nice and effectively using your pedals. And stage 3 I would say is using your hips and upper body effectively to get the bike into the air and in a nice good hopping motion, and also to help you get some further distance hops when you progress. So these are the 3 steps we're going to be covering today, along with a few little exercises to help you get there a little bit quicker.
We have the all-important cranking motion. This is really important to get nice solid back hops, and they're fairly straightforward to learn as well. So first of all, crank backwards slightly with your pedals and then push down hard with your front foot to push that back wheel forward and your front wheel up into your hips. Once you've got this, that's it. Just try and balance on your back wheel for a few seconds and you've got a nice cranking motion. Practice this over and over until you're really comfortable, because this motion of moving your pedals to push the bike forward and up is really key to all good back hops. Bearing in mind that this doesn't have to be beautiful, you're just looking for a nice effective cranking motion to get that front wheel up. You don't have to land pretty. If you fall off, it doesn't matter. You're just looking for that comfortable cranking motion and to get a little bit of comfort on the back wheel. Once you've got this dialed, we can move on to the next step and you'll start to get actual back hops in.
So once you've got that nice cranking motion down to bring up your front wheel, you're well on your way to getting your first back hop. The next step is much harder to break down. We need to start cranking our pedals whilst on the back wheel to keep the bike upright, along with using our body weight to try and gain a little bit of lift from the back wheel to make it look like a back hop rather than just a back wheel rest. So let's see if we can show you how to do that.
Braking is probably the most complicated part. You need to make sure that when you're on the ground, your back wheel is locked out so you don't slip. But as you start that cranking motion, your back brake needs to release so that your pedals move, your wheels move, and you can get the motion and movement that you need. But this is all just practice and a lot of it. Hopping with static pedals is very uncomfortable, so we need to reuse that cranking motion from earlier to help readjust our pedals in between every hop. This also lets our wheel spin, which means we can get some extra height and distance into our hops, and we have to learn this in unison with our brake control because that is what allows us to move those cranks. It's very difficult, but with a lot of patience, you'll get it. Using your body weight to get a bit of extra height and to keep on your back wheel is very important. I found that learning with very exaggerated movements, so really throwing those hips up into the bars, is very effective, and then as you progress, you can make these movements a little bit smaller as you get more comfortable on your back wheel. To start with, there'll be no directional control, but this will come with time.
So far we've covered using an effective crank to pull up your bike, we've covered using your brake properly, we've covered cranking whilst you're in the air, and we've covered a little bit of body position. So an awful lot of learning back hops is just patience, it's experimenting, it's trying things out, so people can tell you what to do, but really you just need to get out there and learn yourself. Now I'm just going to cover a few little tips that are really going to help you get this a little bit easier.
Up on our list of tips and tricks is the preload endo. You just do a little endo before you pull up into your back hop position. This just helps give you a little bit more backwards force and makes it a little bit easier to get up onto the back wheel. It's very straightforward, but it works surprisingly effectively and definitely helped me a lot when I first started learning how to do these. We have setting yourself some competitions. I found this very effective when I was learning.
Yes, 2.
And you can just build up as you go. So you can go from 2 to 5 to 10, etc. Here's me doing 6, I think. 6. There we go, got the 6. And then
Going for the big 10.
When I first got to 10 back hops, it was a very happy day. So I'd recommend setting this as maybe your first big milestone.
10. Whoa!
But not least, we have the bench trick, so you can use a bench or a small wall just to prop up your front wheel and help you get a little bit more comfortable balancing on your back wheel before you take it to the real world. You can move slightly back off the bench, it really helps with brake control, and yeah, I think this is a really great tip.
I hope this helped. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. If this helped, maybe leave a like and subscribe. That'd be super helpful for me. We covered a few things. We covered body position, using your brakes, cranking your pedals, and then a few top tips on how to learn a little bit quicker. However, the best way to learn is just to get out there and practice. You can watch as many YouTube videos as you want, but the only thing that's really going to get you those back hops is a lot of time. Some people learn in a matter of weeks. It took me a few months on an old Onza bird to get mine down properly. And if you've got any questions, please drop them in the comments below and I will get back to everybody. If you want any more tutorial videos or you think I could improve on this one, please let me know as well. That'd be really cool. Yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.